Tennessee, home sweet home to me. We're about to start the Rock of Chickamauga, Hermann's latest game in the Black Swan system. We took the AMFS down. I know I put up a poll. People wanted me to continue to play that, but I'm sorry. I had to get this thing. Let's get this thing out. Let's get rolling with this. Similar map size. I think we said it was 5x3 for AMFS. This one is I think this one's like 5 by like 3 foot 5 inches. I think it's just a little bit tiny higher. So look at this, all stretched out in all its glory. You got my division cards already set up. There's your total combat unit counter mix right there with all the standard miscellaneous informational counters. Put them in little cups that Wardrobe gave me. Those are awesome. You know, you love games where you don't have to have an 8-mile high stack of informational counters, and this system is perfect for that. Easy to work with. Smaller counters because you can set them up on top of the units and the hexes. And there's a couple of different ones there. I think there's some, you can have destroyed or damaged bridges in this one. I don't know if there was anything else that was different than that. A couple of charts laying over there. You know, he's always got the organizational charts, time track. You got a victory point table, but I don't think you have to do anything victory points till the end of the game. All right. There's one of your combat charts, of course, with the doubles rolls stuff on the back. Got a terrain chart sitting over here in my chair. I'll pull that out shortly. The map. You see it's got that Rick Barber look. Now, it's got one thing that I need to look up. If you look in here real close, you see it's got some yellow dots and red triangles. I need to get into the rules and find out what those are for. But we're set up for the 11 a.m. on the 18th. And we're playing the Baron Victory scenario, which reminds me of the CWBS game of Chickamauga that I played a while back called a Baron Victory. You can end the game at the 8 p.m. dusk turn on the 19th, or you can continue and drive on through to the 20th, okay? And I think it's a dusk turn on the 20th. So, initial deployment. I don't know all the commanders' names here, but I know you've got Force running around up here, okay? I know you've got Wheeler's got some cabs somewhere in here. You've got Johnson, Liddell, Polk. I don't know all these commanders. You even got Hood. Hood is already on here. He's commanding. I don't know if he's commanding a wing or not, because I think Longstreet arrives. I've got to get into the core rules of this to see what's going to be different. But of course, the Yanks are spread out along the Chickamauga Creek, okay, covering a lot of the crossings, the bridges. There's some here's Wilder's boys right here. He's got an interesting little rule about them in here where they may get distracted once, Secretary of War or Secretary, whatever, comes on board and demands that he be escorted. He's got a special rule in there for that. Crittenden's guys out here, they've got forward. I got all the victory point hexes marked. In his list here, he marks them U for Union, C for Confederate. I don't think that means they're the only ones that get victory points, because he's got one here that says neither side. So what I did was I placed the victory point marker there and just turned it sideways to remind me. I'm not sure. I think we got one that's a boo-boo right here. It says it's Union, but the Confederates are already sitting on that hex, unless the hex number's wrong. But then all of these victory points are scattered out along these avenues of approach going up to Rossville Gap. Okay? So the key thing in this, I'm noting by reading some of the notes, is that Rosecrans has to keep a line of communications for all his troops going up here and exiting off the road up here going towards Chattanooga, okay? So that's it says something in the in the victory conditions about Union line of communication right here at the top. I sort of breezed through it. Of course, your typical victory, you're going to get points for units that are over on the charts. What is it, broken and destroyed and stuff like that. You're going to get those. For those of you all got the game already, I don't know if everybody did, but you got the spiral bound rule book plus the regular rule book. Got my little, they're in my box over here, but the little mouse pad type things in the book. I think those are bookmarks right there. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, they're going to get used for something. And just, gorgeous boxes for these games. Got all my cards set up. Interesting. there's only 4 event cards in the deck for each side. And as opposed to AMFS where you had all those extra movement type cards where you could move larger formations and there was like anywhere from 2 to 4 of them in the AMFS deck for each side, not in this one. Not in this one at all. And you've got some that you remove right off the bat. Frictional War, Fog of War cards. I think there's 2 of each of those. Both of them are in the deck right off the start. I imagine the other 2 will come on later. Let's see. Your division priority cards. I already got mine set up. I did a little bit thinking about how I wanted to do it. I didn't see any rules that say anything specific. Also got a Hasty Works marker already on the map. Where did I see that? And it's got cavalry or mounted infantry. I'm not sure what they are. I don't know enough about these units out here in the southwestern in this Tennessee theater. So, but hey, this is up. This is running. I got a feeling the rules aren't going to be anything tough to look at because it's the same system. Just got to go through and see if there's any special things I need to catch hold of. And we're going to probably get this thing started tomorrow. I got some GBACW to play tonight. We're going to be looking at that. If you got time, come on by at 8:30. We're going to be on StreamYard, on YouTube, on Facebook, me, Wardrobe, and we got a special person coming on with us tonight, Ross, who designed the Vassal mod that we're using tonight. So, but there you go, Rocket Chickamauga. Flying Pig Games, thank you very much. Thank you, Hermann. Thank you, McMurray, for kickstarting this for me and keeping that. That was a long secret you kept, all right? But I really appreciate it, brother. We're going to play. Starting tomorrow, we'll get some video after we hopefully get a couple turns in tomorrow. We'll get some video to let y'all know how it's going. But let's see if we can't back this thing all the way out. What a gorgeous looking game, as per usual from Hermann. All right, we'll see y'all soon once we get some playing done.